Keep the haters out.
There's more to Oiland than this. So, racism.
Yeah. Solved that last week, if you didn't check that out.
I was worried that people thought, hang on, maybe he's been serious about white people taking racism back. Let's own it. I thought some people might not get it and actually think I want to reclaim racism.
Is this a new bit? Is this like apologies at the end of
I'm not,
not apologies, but like
I'm very much Conor McGregor in this setting. First time in my life I'm anything like Conor McGregor.
Yeah.
But when I say I take this opportunity to apologise to absolutely fucking nobody, that's so amazing.
Do you believe Conor McGregor? Have you watched any of his latest like interviews and stuff?
I know, and I feel like I know what you're going to say. Is he become more humble?
No, that wasn't what I was going to say.
Okay.
I feel like he's hired. He spent a lot of money on himself.
In what
so he's got Tony Robbins. You heard of Tony Robbins?
Yes, he's like fitness mad
sort of fitness, mind, life coach.
He's been on.
Made a lot of money. Yeah. Made a hell of a lot of money.
Good.
And very There's a documentary on him, and he's quite very impressive bloke. Anyway, he's got him in to sort of sort his mindset, and you could tell in the interviews that there was there's definitely a shift in him where he's had the I'm just undefeatable, which I think the bulk of people really enjoyed that whole journey.
Yeah, of course.
And then, but like every single person and their story arc, it can't just continue to go up. Somebody has to bring it down,
hasn't he?
No, but you have to get. Well, one, he deserved it because there's a lot of misdemeanors involved in all of this stuff. But you will come down, you will get taken down, you will lose the plot a little bit.
Of course.
And now he's doing a little bounce up.
Good. Do you
believe it?
I feel like he's probably intelligent enough and has enough people around him to say that you've got to find a new way of selling yourself. That old shit ain't going to work anymore. I was.
Oh, do you think it's that?
I think so. Yeah, I think. Look, he's the only reason I'll watch a UFC fight. Other than that, I just think it's garbage. I hate it. Yeah, it's shit. They can absolutely kick the shit out of anybody. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that they're not good at fighting or anything like that.
Don't beat me up.
Just please don't beat me up. But as a spectacle, it's dull, man. I really can't understand why people love it so much. The only interesting part is when they're standing up and they're punching each other in the face.
Yeah.
The minute it goes on the ground, you're like, fucking hurry up and get up. Oh, he's got him on the ground where he's going to stay for 3 minutes trying to fucking get an armbar, and you're like, mate, fuck off, put boxing on. But just to say, his character and what he created brought so much into that sport and actually made it interesting for people that don't like it. So for that, it's incredible. Now, I didn't even know he was fighting until 2 days before it happened, and I didn't watch it. I haven't seen a single minute of it. I know
he did this shoulder strike thing. Did him in 40 seconds. Basically, the guy ran into him, and he sort of, I don't know, did some sort of bounce up and down.
You're going to demonstrate some
shoulder strike.
UFC
wins. UFC wins. So with his shoulder strike, and I walked back in the pub.
Yeah, so I poked him in the fucking eye, didn't I?
Yeah. And I went like that. Stopped it. Knocked him in the ribs.
So I grabbed him by the fucking throat.
I think it was a 6 or 7 count, and I walked back in the pub. Welcome back to James and Flav for now. Lots of reaction to last week's pod. Pod did well, so thank you for that. Smash that like button, all that stuff. Check us out on iTunes as well.
Absolutely fucked it.
The tea though.
Again. Look at that. I mean, I like my tea strong, right? And I'm fine with that. I like my women black and strong.
Which leads me perfectly on.
I haven't actually.
Stop.
Right, all I'm going to say is look at the state of that. Look at it, horrible. I looked at it a minute ago and it was it used oat milk, right? I don't know what that is.
Oat milk's great. It's quite creamy.
Is it great? It looked at my tea and it was undulating. It was like going like that. I was like, if I was on acid, that would be a trip.
And I was nervous as well because I put it in the microwave to heat it up a bit to stop that from happening because I've had problems with that in the past. But to no avail, didn't work out. There were a couple of comments that people saying you're a disgrace, blah blah blah.
It's so easy to make a cup of tea.
It's darker though.
It is darker. The milky one is like having a child around.
True. Lots to talk about this week. I've got some football-y bits, and we've got a lot of your comments. So if you wrote a comment last week, well done. It may get read out. If you didn't, then it won't.
You must try harder.
Yeah. Paddy Bateman, let's go with favourite bit. So let's know your favourite bit of the podcast. Lads, my favourite bit of the pod is with Flav is on the verge of saying something outrageous, and James is staring at him with a look of pure fear on his face in anticipation of what's about to be said.
That's not true, though, is it? You don't actually. The thing is, it is your channel.
Yeah,
so I need
keep inviting him, don't I?
You need to be responsible.
You need to be more responsible. No, this is like I don't know. This is a free playground for you.
I can't help it. It just comes out, and I'm not like. Look, it's not hard to say something that's a little bit like all edgy. Do it.
Just get giddy.
This is your thing this week. I just
giddy.
get excited.
Yeah.
Something funny that I think is funny comes into my head, and it just falls out. It's always been that way.
That's fine. Keep doing that because I could always cut it out.
If men are just having a tug, that's disgusting. That's perverted.
We have a lot of comments that we'll be reading out, as I said, but let's have a bit of football chat.
Okay, what is
it?
it about?
I've got tweets from people. Do you want to do tweets, and then I've got a couple of my own little questions.
Oh, whatever you want.
Okay, we'll do tweets first. First of all, #BraveTake. The FA Cup is an elite competition and it's disrespected way
out his
too
name.
effing much. James Lawrence Longcock. Or James 568767003.
James Lawrence Longcock. Beautiful.
Lot of chat about the FA Cup again. Talking about it. Well, he's saying it's an elite competition. He's calling that a brave. That's now a brave take to say that the FA Cup is a decent competition. QPR knocked out by Sheffield Wednesday, which someone else I was having to tweet me about. Sheffield Wednesday fan.
That.
Good luck.
Yeah.
Congratulations on the victory. We battered you. And Joe Lumley. Jesus Christ, Joe Lumley.
I thought he was alright.
I like him. He seems like a nice bloke. I'd like to have a pint with him. But his head's gone. There's a time... It's Jordan Pickford's having it now at Everton.
He's had a few.
Lloris, I've been calling it for a while. He's like, enough now. Like you have a reputation. Your reputation at any club can go really quickly as a goalkeeper. And once it's gone,
it's hard.
You can't get it back.
And the best goalkeepers are the ones that find a way. Move clubs.
Yeah, keep moving.
Ben Foster, he's had it a few times.
Yeah,
still around.
Yeah,
like, he must be about 48.
I think he's pretty old because he came from non-league, didn't he?
Did he?
And he got himself to Man United. Too much. It's like that. That is I think there's a hot spot for any player. His is Watford. He's got sort of Watford hot spot. Watford, West Brom. He's a bit like Scott Carson.
He's at Watford now, isn't he?
He's like
Scott Carson.
Yeah,
I couldn't tell
which one's the difference? Yeah. No one knows. Nobody knows.
Yeah.
But somebody we've spoken about people like Jack Rodwell, Sean Wright Phillips. There's a lot of players that they go up, and it's just too much. They're not in their hot spot. They're out of the depth. And they need to just go back to Everton.
Yeah.
Aaron Lennon. I thought he did it right, didn't he?
Tottenham, yeah, was good.
And get yourself to Everton. Get yourself to Burnley. Sort yourself out.
Is it elite competition? No, it's definitely not the same competition it was. No. But then football isn't the same sport. I don't have any nostalgic, romantic feelings about the FA Cup.
Do you not?
Not really.
You're kidding me.
Like, I don't care if it's a lesser competition than it used to be. It doesn't bother me at all.
Can I just check what it's recording? Sure it is. Yeah, it is. Good.
Like, so what?
Hang on.
Like, if anything, if the bigger teams are playing shitty squad teams, sides...
Shitty bang bang.
Yeah, then it gives the smaller, less financed teams a better opportunity. Tin pot team. A better opportunity to progress. What's the problem? Like, don't get me wrong, you get to a semi-final and then it's important. But up until that point, it's just shit little cubs. All you're waiting for, is it going to be a giant killing? No, probably not. And there never is, really. It's been ages.
Well, Liverpool, right? They've drawn one game.
It wasn't Liverpool, though, was it? It wasn't Liverpool. It's none of the good players. All of the good young players are probably as good as whoever were playing Shrewsbury.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
Does that mean it doesn't matter then? Does that mean it doesn't count?
It doesn't count until the later rounds. It's like the Champions League. It'd be better if it didn't have a group.
Do you know what? I'll have to be honest, actually. So I care about the FA Cup. Like I believe in the romance of it. I'm excited by it, and often everyone just looks at football through the guise of being a Liverpool fan or an Arsenal fan or a Spurs fan or a top six side fan. There are so many more teams. People moaning about all these games. Oh, we're still in competition.
Right,
Shut up.
We've got to talk about Jurgen Klopp in a minute. But what I would...
Oh no, we're still... Oh, we won again, so we're going to have to play another game? That's what competitions are, mate. 46 games teams play. Like in League One, so you get far in the Checker Trade Trophy. Let's talk about competitions. I don't even know if it's called the Checker Trade Trophy. Whatever that one is, right? If you do that, and you go on a bit of a run in the League Cup, and you go on a bit of a run in the FA Cup, and you've got your 46 games, not your 38, your 46 games to play, you'll be playing loads of games through Christmas with a smaller squad. Do they moan about it? No, they don't moan about it.
It's a bit like porn, isn't it?
Oh, shut up about, no replays, I don't want to play a replay.
Jim.
Replay's been here for decades.
Jim, it's a bit
Everyone gets on about it. I'm not finished.
It's a bit like porn.
Explosive rant.
Listen. Yeah.
Explosive
Listen,
rant. Man, let me do it. Fun now.
Right. You're a little like you're like
a
porn actress, right? Who's listen, doesn't get that, just it hasn't had that big break. Is just like has to do a lot of work, do a lot of films.
Just taking it.
She's doing a lot of films, right?
Yeah.
And she's looking at Debbie Does Dallas, or whoever it is, right? A really famous one, Jenna Jameson, right? One of the famous ones. Who do 8 movies a year.
Modern.
8 movies a year.
Yeah.
And they're still moaning out about having it up their bum, right?
Yeah.
And the other one's gone, I've had 3 in my bum today. What are you moaning about? And that's what they say. That's what it is. You're like the low rent porn star who has a tough time with it.
It's just like, get your head out of your arse. Speaking of arses, I have actually
what I want to say though quickly about the FA Cup.
It's a great competition. You get to play at Wembley.
Yeah, I went to watch Spurs Southampton, right? And when we scored, everyone went fucking mental because it meant something. It's the FA Cup. We want to win it. We absolutely want to win it. And I would have hated it if Jose Mourinho would have done what Pochettino may have done and played a weaker side. We played about the strongest side as we possibly could.
Yeah, he did, didn't he?
And that included, again, Japhet Tanganga.
Yeah, he played again. He's doing alright, is he? Good.
He's alright.
Who is he? Feel it.
He's playing that position as well, playing left back. It's like, is he alright? He'll go in there. Jose said he will make very few mistakes. Danny Rose can't get near the squad. It's like, bin him off.
Wow.
Don't like
Things
him.
Things change.
Yeah. He doesn't wank, Japhet Tanganga. He does not. He abstains.
How do you know that?
Google it. Google right now, on it, does Japhet Tanganga masturbate?
Opens up about his emotions. What are we doing here? No.
Yeah, it's on there somewhere.
Yeah, is it? Yeah. Page 5. Right, I'll take your word for it. Well, that's got nothing to do with the FA Cup, has it?
No, he played well.
So if we go back to that for a second, just chill out. It's a competition. Yes, you're a bit tired. Everyone's been tired for years. It's a football season. You get days after that to recover. And if you are good enough to be in all these competitions, you've got more money than sense and more players than sense that you can use and still compete in these competitions. So just shut up.
What do you make of Jurgen Klopp's comments?
I get his point. He was looking forward to a holiday.
So obviously it's a winter break. I didn't know there was a winter break. I had no idea.
Yeah.
Just found out yesterday. How long is this winter break?
I don't know. I think it's about like 10 days, is it not?
Sort of no football for 10 days.
Yeah, you've been buzzing about that.
I'm looking forward to that. That's going to be great. And he's saying, look, the FA told Liverpool and all clubs, this is a proper break, all right? No football, no friendlies, no. This is when everyone just has.
Yeah, don't cash in during this period.
Yeah, let's have a step back and go. Let's enjoy a break. It's been a lot of football so far, which I appreciate. And then the FA, Spurs are included, have now had to have their replay bang in the middle of the winter break.
Stop falling through, have they?
Jurgen Klopp isn't very happy about it, is he?
No.
And he said none of the first team will be playing in this. I'm going to play the kids
because he's promised them a holiday.
Yeah, and he's saying, why, it's not fair. I would say that there's bigger things to worry about. Like, all right, you've got to play. You play kids anyway. Don't worry about it. It's not so. No, but you said no friendlies, and now you're hypocrites. Like, all right, so what, fucking Jurgen? You're going to be gone in 3 years. The FA will be here forever.
Yeah, same with Pep.
Pep, yeah. Oh,
scrap the replays.
I want to scrap. There should be no FA Cup replays. Maybe you should just shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Pep Guardiola, shut the fuck up. Jurgen Klopp, Jose Mourinho's already complaining about fixture congestion in March. Everyone just shut up.
Yes.
And get on with the fucking football. Shush. Your opinion is not important.
If you want to, in the summer, put it to a vote, right? And when we put it to a vote, we don't go, okay, well, Arsenal, Man City, Man United, what would you like to do? No, you put it to everyone. Every single Football League club gets a vote, and if they want to keep replays, you have to get on with it, lads.
You have to get on with it anyway. Just everyone just shut the fuck up. Your football managers, that's it. Fucking walking around like they're
to play more
like they're
football
gods.
games. And also, with the replay, talk to your squad, Jurgen. Some of these guys might want to stick around and go, yeah, I'll stick around and play. Milner loves it. Milner loves it.
No,
He'd play every day of the week if he could.
Stay.
Yeah, anyway.
I wonder, what will be funny though is if Liverpool get sanctioned. little fine for playing an willingly understrength side.
Poor Ollie.
What happened to Blackpool?
Happened to Blackpool. Happened to Wolves. So they did the same kind of thing.
If Liverpool do it, they should get punished.
Absolutely.
What is the punishment?
Do they not do it with the League Cup though?
Kicked up. Yeah, but they know the League Cup's really shit.
Yeah.
Do whatever you like.
No, League Cup's different, guys.
Yeah.
League Cup's different.
Do whatever you want.
Yeah, you can still get some ad revenue from this FA Cup. Top comments. My favourite bit. Nasty Noonan. I'm only reading this out because of the way I heard it in my head. Because I heard it like this. Oh boy, my favourite time of the week again. That's what I'm reading now.
Was it talking about the pod?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
What else we got? Oh yeah, more. Let's stick with the Liverpool bashing, or not bashing, but like discussion.
No, I don't think we bashed them.
We're
bashing all managers who complain.
People not giving the FA Cup the respect it deserves.
You're paid enough money just to fucking get on with it.
Yeah.
Get on with it.
Yeah.
How much? What do you think Shrewsbury want to do that with their tiny little squad of players on peanuts? Do you think they want to travel all the way to Liverpool and play this game? Of course not.
You know, Shrewsbury have got 14 players. The whole squad. That's not true. Forget it. Anyway, last week we were talking about what you was claiming an option for Liverpool, non-Liverpool fans, what they could do.
Delete everything.
Delete everything, basically. Create your own bubble. Anyway, can't take from Lawrence Pamphilon. And it's got 93 likes, one of the most liked comments in the comment section last week. Can't take. Liverpool have more dignity in victory than Flav and the rest of anti-Liverpool circle. Jerk.
So true, yeah.
Having defeat, we've had to listen to songs about Gerrard slip at grounds up and down the country for years. We've earned the right to go on about our position. Things we're guilty of. 1, being boss. 2, winning the Premier League fair and square. 3, celebrating. 4, things salty fans are guilty of. 1, being delusional and acting like our unbearableness has no context or contributing factors. 2, or is that 2? 2, not being boss.
Not being boss. I get it. I fucking get it. Like, if it was Spurs, I would be unbearable. You have the right to be unbearable. You should. This is your moment. Grab it. Shove it down everybody's throats. This is your role. I'm not saying what you want from me is to say, yeah, go on then. Have your fun. Like, I'll listen to it. I'll sit there and take it all. That's what you want. I ain't gonna do that. Fuck you. You need to be as unbearable, smug as you want to be. And it's my prerogative to do everything I can to avoid it. That's all it is.
That's the game.
This is football, mate. You're a football fan. I'm a football fan. We support other football clubs. There isn't supposed to be this little barrier goes, oh yeah, fair play. You know what? There was an incredible tweet by George Ware's cousin. If you don't follow him on Twitter, he's a genius, right? He's done lots of things. Very funny Twitter account, Wigan fan. He's tweeted after the game with Wolves that Liverpool obviously won 2-1. Another great result for them. Victory, yeah. Hard fought was it?
I will be doing 6-word descriptions of Nuno Espirito Santo later in the pod.
Good. And his tweet was, "It's coming," in quote marks. Hardest game we've had this year, that Wolves. This is from Liverpool fans. And then the Wolves fan goes, "Cheers, mate. Good luck for the rest of the season. Hope you break all the records. You too, pal. Hope you win the Europa League. Thanks, mate. A couple of new players and we've got a good chance." Praise hands emoji. All of that can get in the fucking bin. All that kind of shaking hands between fans. Fuck all that. Like, you might like that because you're on top. All right, that's good. At that point, you can be humble in victory, and you are. And this is part of the problem. Like, all the Liverpool fans I know
can't win, can they?
They are humble in victory.
But that's annoying, isn't it? If they're like, no, well done.
Yeah,
You'd hate that.
Yeah.
You'd hate that, wouldn't you?
Yeah, like it's
you can't win. You
can't win, and you're not supposed to. This is football. It's born out. The very crux of this fucking game is about how much you hate each other. It's rivalry. That's what fuels it. Otherwise, it's badminton.
And so I did this thing for BBC Sport, right? And it was these football fans saying why they hated Liverpool, and then Cleaver, her name was.
I detested her.
She's a very lovely lady.
I'm sure she is. But dry smugness was so infuriating, and it was perfect.
Perfect, exactly. And she was superb, because basically they'd be like throwing like insults at her, and she was just going, no.
But it's so easy to do that when you're the best.
That's it. So
that's all you got to do.
Enjoy it.
This is what I'm saying. My reaction to Liverpool being good should give you a fucking raging hard on.
Do you know the one thing I couldn't deal with?
But just that's what I'm saying. Like, if we just say, "Oh, Liverpool good. Oh, well done." What, you want our adulation and everything else? No, we're not giving you that. Take everything else. You've got it all. You won the Champions League. You're the best club in the world. You're going to win the league with a record points total probably and unbeaten, right? You want everything else as well?
I think the truth is you want the bite, don't you? You want the bite.
Of course you want the bite is better than the congratulations, you're the best. The bite means that you're having an impact. Just learn to enjoy it instead of fucking whinging in a comment section because you don't like the title of a YouTube podcast. It's like fucking pathetic.
The one thing I do have to take umbrage with is the Nostradamus. It's got 17 likes actually. Rival fans.
Rivals, key word here.
Okay. Rival fans will never understand what we have been through to get to where we are today.
Oh my God,
Fuck
God.
Right, can I...
What does that mean?
Leave this with me, Flav, please.
All right.
Bolton Wanderers. Okay? Bury FC. Last week we were doing the Crisis C rankings. Southend won 2 games all season. Teams that like Leyton Orient and to go up, down and make their way back up, and then when they make back up, it's like something as horrific as Justin Edinburgh passing away, the guy who got them back up. These are really bad things. Like, take a second. This again was where people are. I get it. I get you're this person is a Liverpool fan and you're feeling that, but that comment for me touched a nerve.
It's nonsense. What Wimbledon? Their fans didn't have a football club. It was gone. They had to start at the bottom of the football pyramid. Let's create a whole new squad thing. What have you been through? Please tell me. On the comments, go back. Explain what you've been through that means that you deserve this. We'll never understand what you've been. Explain what it is, because I don't know what it is. What, like, finishing, having Roy Hodgson as a manager? Is that what this is?
Yeah.
God knows what tough days. You know what I mean? It's just like, we've never... Oh, mate.
I'm just thinking this might not translate. People might not get it.
What?
And so be it.
I think I'm being quite clear. How can you not get it?
No, but... I like Liverpool. I like 99% of Liverpool fans. Like, I've got no problem with that stuff. You're a bit more naughty about that stuff. But that comment there, that was too much for me. This one I did like though, or sort of like. I can't figure out if I like it or not. Crazy Hazy. I'm gonna try and read out in the voice. I'm gonna do the accent of the fans here. Okay. Haha to all Manc fans. This is to shut you up. Ready? So, Man United fans, you have never won the Premier League. Liverpool fans, we have won 18 titles. And doesn't change that fact. United fans, when you win one, you will be on par with Leicester City. Just a small club in reality. I can't be asked to do the accents. Jokes landing.
No, don't Liverpool one.
United haven't even won the Premier League yet. Haven't won, the Premier League yet.
What?
United fans, yes, we have. We have won it 13 times. Liverpool fans, no, you haven't. No team has won 13 Premier League titles. United fans, what drugs are you on? We have won the Premier League 13 times. Liverpool fans, no, you haven't. You haven't even won one Premier League title. You haven't even been in a title race for a Premier League title. United fan, furious. Yeah, yes, we have. Prove we haven't. Liverpool fan, okay. The Premier League, I can't do it.
You can do it.
It's gone. The Premier League has only been called the Premier League since 2016. You haven't won the league since before that. So you haven't won the Premier League and you aren't even on par with Leicester. That's terrible. Anyway, 92-93 FA Premier League, 93 to 2001 FA Carling Premiership, 2001 to 2004 FA Barclays Premiership, 04 to 07 FA Barclays Premier League, 07 to 16 Barclays Premier League, 2016 Premier League. Wait, United fan. But that doesn't count. It's the same league. Yeah. Liverpool fan. I know. It's always been the same league. We tried telling you this, but you're too thick to get it. I thought that was good. Bit long-winded.
No, I mean, I understand it.
Served the purpose.
These people, are they arguing over? They generally argue like Man United fans saying that because the Liverpool haven't won it since the inception of the Premier League or Premiership or whatever. It doesn't count.
You know, the old football didn't start before 1990.
Like, if you're genuinely have got to go to these lengths to disprove what United fans are saying,
I think it's a really good point.
It is, but at the beginning you're just like, what the fuck are you on about?
Too long in it. Too long-winded.
No, one calorie that went to arguing this point is too much. For United,
calorie.
if one United fan says you haven't won the Premier League, so it doesn't count, you look at them and go, well, you're a fucking idiot, and you walk away. If you're willing to engage, you're both fucking idiots. Just don't worry about it. Stop trying to convince other fans to give you something. You've got it all. Don't worry about the other fans. Fuck them all, man. Walk away. Enjoy your success.
Yeah.
You're not going to get it from us. But why would you want it? That's the thing. Why would you want it? Why do you want us to just go, yeah? And I've said it many times. They are the bollocks. Clearly, probably the best ever Premier League side I've seen, right? I've said it. But then what you actually do is forget that I've said that, or you said that, and actually say, well, we've never gone what we've gone through. Do you know what I mean?
Is this Man United?
Yeah, no, I tried.
Yeah,
but no, you're right. They'll never understand what we've gone through. That's what you know.
Yeah. Can Man United rescue their transfer window?
Well, not with Ollie there.
Ollie at the wheel.
He's fucking mad. He's not like we used to have a go at him about him being like from Mouldy. Or mould, right?
CV, you're
he's
attacking
not
the CV, right?
Yeah, exactly. He's not ready for this job, and as it turns out, probably isn't, or definitely isn't, right? But his interviews are so weird.
Covered across a bit creepy now, isn't it?
It's like, well, you know, I can't do his accent. No one can do his accent. He said, we ain't got any. He's a bit like a gremlin, isn't he? He's just weird.
The reason I wrote this down was because, and I don't like, the problem Man United have got, as you know, the fact that Liverpool are doing it as incredibly as they are in every facet of football is just such a horrible mirror that makes everything. It's sort of like a magnifying mirror. That's the thing, and it's just making everything worse on Man United.
And they deserve it because they've been so gloaty over the years. They've always spat on.
Well, they've been able to be smug, and now it's their turn. Just like this is the opposite, isn't it?
Medicine.
Yeah, they're going to take their medicine. But the club, I think there's one contradiction. It's obviously a mess. But the one thing I would say is that say you are having this cultural reboot. Is what they keep saying. Cultural reboot. That's why Lukaku went, Sanchez went, Smalling went. All these people going because they want to change the culture. Because Solskjaer wanted people who are going to work hard for him and have the right attitude. Yeah. If that is going to happen, then in the grand scheme of things, and we were talking about Spurs a little while ago about where they are in their sort of 20-year cycle. For Man United, all these stats about like the wage bill and all those things, that's not truly taken from the squad now. That's really being taken from the last four or 5 years.
Yeah.
So you need to kind of start again from that point. So if you are starting again from that point, this cultural reboot, which means these players have to leave, it is going to get worse before it gets better, right? But the problem I have with it, and I always wanted to give Solskjaer a go. The problem with it is, say they want to rescue their transfer window now and they want to sign some players, right? Strikers, they're looking at Slimani and Igalo, right?
Well, the actual Watford guy.
Watford guy from like 5 years ago.
Where is he?
I think he's in China or something. And so the fact that you're going for those kind of players is totally against this cultural reboot because you're basically going for two players who've gone for the money generally, right? And then the other problem, you talk about Fernandes. Why is no one else going for Fernandes?
He's expensive.
Because he's overpriced, and he's so overpriced that the bulk of them feel like it's not worth it. If he was that good, if he was that guy that's going to be the Salah who, you know, the Salah or the Mane or whoever, right? Then other teams would want him, even at 50 million. Because 50 million is not what it used to be.
70, isn't it? That's what they're asking. Man United want to pay 50.
Oh, right. I thought it was... I thought they wouldn't even go to 50. They've gone with 46 point something million.
It's probably not worth 70 million, but you have to...
So this is my point. So the reasons for a player coming to Man United right now, it's not going to be because the rest of the squad's good. Okay? So you get rid of that. Because you want to go somewhere to win trophies, right? So that motivation's gone, currently.
Yeah.
The next one... So what's the next motivation? Money, maybe. Could be money. But if you're doing a cultural reboot, you're not trying to get players who want the money, right? Yeah. But you've got clubs that are desperate for that. So that's another problem, right? And then the third reason why you would go to Man United is, you know, the size of the club, but probably the most important reason why you go to a club is because you're excited by the manager. and they gave him a chance. They gave him a chance, but there's no like Gary Neville. When Gary Neville said like you need to be getting the best in class for different things, and if you think of the three most important jobs in outside of playing on the pitch, it's the manager, it's the sporting director, and it's the owner. And all three of them are not best in class or anywhere near. And the reputation, just as importantly, actually, the reputations of all three. Arteta could be just as bad as Solskjaer. We don't know because he hasn't had that time to do it yet. But he's not far enough down the road for people not to believe in him and be excited by him. Solskjaer, we gave him a bit of time, but he's now trying to spin a turd. Yeah. And it's such a mess. I can't believe how much of a mess it is.
I know. It is. Like when you're trying to bring. Like two things. Like the one you said, the cultural reboot, and you imagine him sitting in front of Ed Woodward, and Edward goes, "Cultural reboot." It sounds like it's going to take a long time. You're not going to be here that long.
He probably does think. Like, I mean, if you truly believe that this guy's special, like, is Ole Gunnar Solskjaer special?
No.
Jurgen Klopp, I think, with the way that he carries himself, his strong, clear vision on things, before all the Dortmund and all that stuff, I think you could see that there's something special about this guy. Like,
he's never failed, really.
Do you know what's his name, Hasenhüttl? And he might, that might not work out, but there is something imposing about him. There is something that you go, I get what you're trying to say here.
He has an aura about him, an enigma of sorts.
Exactly, and Solskjaer are just like too many There's no way of turning this round, like for me, because those players the one thing he said, which I thought was a good point, was like, look, all these players are in either their first year at United generally, or they're in their first season of football. It's a lot of them, that's generally a fair point.
That's fine, but this is what you've created. If it's not working, he just wants more time, but you can't lose more games than you won as a manager of Man United. You can't. He shouldn't be surviving. He should have been sacked.
But that's my point. Is like I'm not big on the quick sacking. But like, where do you find the turning point? Is the turning point in the summer, or can something be done now?
I mean, what could we? What they're not going to get relegated. If they finish 10th, it's not the end of the world. They last to the end of the season, sack him and bring in Pochettino. That would be my plan.
But
I'm not sure Pochettino would even go there.
They could honestly. I know they're 5th at the moment, but with Rashford out, they could finish bottom half.
I'd love to see it.
They could easily finish bottom half.
Especially when Liverpool's doing so well. How crushing would that be for United?
And so between now and the end of the week, signing people like Slimani or
so is he doing really well, like Slimani?
He's at Monaco on loan because Leicester don't want him.
Yeah, but is he doing well? Like we're slagging him off. Maybe he's killing it.
I mean, but like it
because he was rated before he went to Everton. Leicester.
But if you're going to do that, like, again, why, like, the Lukaku thing?
Yeah,
stupid. Will that do it?
Maybe. Just curious. Where's he played previously?
He was at Sporting Lisbon before that. 7 goals in 13 games. 7 assists. Not bad.
7 goals and 7 assists?
It's good. That is good.
In the French league.
What's a good week for Spurs in the transfer window?
A striker and a fucking fullback.
Okay. Aubameyang to Barcelona, I saw as well.
We're signing this kid, aren't we?
Bergwijn.
Is that his name?
I think it's Bergwijn or Bergwijn.
Not a bad shout. Him. Don't know.
Direct winger.
30 million. So, yeah.
It's an option there. You put Son in the middle now then? No?
Son.
Lots of wingers, isn't it? You've got lots of wingers.
2 million. Let's have another one, no?
Yeah. Just take them, isn't it? That's what it's about. Just get them in. Get them in. Aubameyang to Barcelona.
Love to see it.
If I look Arsenal this season,
he's talking about transfer requests coming in.
What, from him?
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised. So Suarez is out for the rest of the season. So they need to get someone in.
Bad apple.
No, he's got knee ligaments.
Great player. Bad apple.
Right. Okay. Bad egg.
You know what a bad apple does in a bowl of fruit?
Makes it rot. Yeah. But if I was Arsenal, you need money for the summer. I'd definitely cash in.
Yeah.
Because you're not going to because if say they're not in Europa League next season and they get all these kids, they just give them as many minutes as possible. You start the summer in a much stronger position.
I think the Arsenal fans think that they can still finish in the top 4. I think they're buzzing, aren't they, about Arteta at the moment. To be fair, that was a great performance against Chelsea. It made me sick.
Only got a point.
Yeah, but they probably would have won if they hadn't. Anyway.
Last week we asked you about random LinkedIn requests. Of course, Monty Panesar is the contact of Flav's. Right. Paul Danan, I accepted yesterday at lunch whilst telling friends about the exact same story. So we asked you about your random LinkedIn request. Ben Kelly, weirdest LinkedIn connection I've had. Thomas Gronemark, Liverpool's throwing coach. Had me the other day, felt famous. Matt, weirdest person to follow me, Fenners and Soccer AM. Oliver, checking in, lads, created a LinkedIn account for uni, and I have Shola Amiobi as one of my 10 connections.
I love it.
And do you believe this one? James Boswell, Vanilla Ice is my 3rd follower on Twitter.
You can find that out.
I'm not sure if I believe that.
Oh, it's a weird one to lie about.
It is a weird one to lie about, that's true. Let us know any other weird followers that you have. Still to come, Nuno Espirito Santo. We've got a comment that was, it's basically someone calling out Mark the boy who wrote the White Story story.
Apologies
and
for my
basically
outburst last week.
Basically calling him out and saying, I'm going to write this over to you. You commented on it actually. You said, "Wow."
Yeah, I read it twice. And I still don't know exactly what it's all about.
So stick around. We will finish on that.
Mm-hmm.
Let's do a bit of. I just want to make sure I wasn't missing anything. There's been a lot of anger actually today. So G-Bids, for those of you who've been listening the last couple of weeks, G-Bids is the golf guy. The golf guy. You said he had a porn stash essentially. Yeah. He works on a golf course, likes to listen to the pod, and just take his time.
Yeah.
And he'll go. It was just sort of eke out the day.
Yeah.
Take about 8 hours on the pod, just tucking into it. He's working on the 14th green for a little bit, and then he's got
It's a really lovely job, isn't it? Just how relaxing it would be.
So I kind of wanted to just keep this going because it's just a little break in the pod where you just have a second.
I'm feeling quite tired actually. So can I just close my eyes for a bit?
Yeah, you can. I'll read his comment from this week. And it's amazing, whatever he says, because of this music, and if you just go there, whatever he says just sounds delightful. There we go. G-Bids. Hello.
Hello.
3 minutes in and already delighted with the content, chaps. Top chat as always. Nice orange Willy Warmer, Flav.
Thanks.
Loved a bit of razzle back in the day. I've not found any recently on the course, unfortunately. I love the picture of you paint of a dried out soggy pornos discarded in the bushes. It was definitely a thing, right? Just part of the landscape. I might start doing it out on the course. I'm sure the golfers would love it. I remember once when we were around 11 or 12, my friend and I went into the local village happy shopper. This was before CCTV and when videos were available to buy at the counter. For example, Schindler's List and Silence of the Lambs. I went to the counter and asked for some sweets. The ones in jars that are weighed out. Whilst my mate stuffed a selection of top shelf magazines, Escort, Razzle, etc. up his brand new oversized San Francisco 49ers bomber jacket. We got away with it, thankfully. Next day was to sneak a couple of Dad's Dunhill cigarettes and head to the woods. I clearly remember wanking talk was definitely a taboo subject among us, and not discussed, but smoking was expected. Thanks for another brilliant hour.
That got to be one of my favourite ever comments. I really just enjoyed that from start to finish.
So soothing, isn't it?
And the way you delivered it well, Jim. It was like you was listening to a segment of The Archers.
Yeah, I think there's often a lot of there's often there's like an app called Calm.
Grindr. Oh
no! Oh God, have you seen that? LinkedIn. Facebook,
I don't
Instagram,
understand it. Someone
Tinder.
did, but I don't understand it. Sometimes I feel really old. I didn't know there was. I kind of get the different the different vibe for each thing. But
It's just an opportunity to show off for me.
What pictures?
Those pictures, yeah. I'm a businesswoman, and I'm a blah blah blah, and I'm a slut. It's just crap. It's time for Jurgen Klopp's Weird Little Mate, week 3. That's describing a manager in 6 words. Of course, Jurgen Klopp's Weird Little Mate is actually code for
Sammy Lee.
David Wagner.
Right.
But Sammy Lee, I think we should do this week. So Sammy Lee is the assistant manager. That's a great shout. We were just going to do managers, but Sammy Lee is so good. So for next week,
do you reckon Sammy Lee ever went to like every? He's always an assistant coach everywhere, and he goes, "Boss, I feel like I might be ready for a big job," and they're like. No, Sammy, come on.
Yeah.
Go and pick the
knock on the chair. No, that manager gets sacked and he go, Chairman, is it all right? Can I come in? Yeah, come in, Sammy. Okay, hang on.
This is how he come in, wouldn't it?
Hang on, let me get you, pillar. He'd hop on that, wouldn't he? Hop on that just so he could see it. He'd be like that, just over the top. Like, all right, boss. And he'd go, yes, I've been here 16 years. Maybe I was thinking maybe I could be the manager. And then poor Gemma go, Sammy, I'm really busy.
Is there anything else?
Is there anything? That's brilliant. Yeah. No, you can always cheer me up because it's a difficult time. We've had a lot of interviews. Thank you for that, Sammy. Close the door. Sammy Lee, describe him in 6 words, please, and we'll go for it next week. This week it's Nuno Espirito Santo. We've got a few here. It was good. Not as good as Chris Wilder, but good. Phil Penny, 6 words to describe Nuno. Cool new uncle, aren't he, pulled abroad?
Very good.
Toro, checking in, lads. Great pod as always. Nuno Espirito Santo. Good manager, too many names.
And, you expect an S on the end of Santo as well.
Yeah, maybe you should, yeah. Or D, like a D. De Espirito. I feel like that should be there. Oh. Maxwell Allen. Nuno. Nathan Redmond after a hard life. That's good.
Very good.
There's not many bald footballers, are there? Redmond's probably
Who's the best bald footballer?
The best. Zidane.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course. So you got Zidane. If he's not him...
Well, in the game today?
Attilo Lombardo? Is it Lombardo?
Bobby Charlton? Although he wasn't, was he? He wasn't, was he?
So there you go.
Yeah. Bobby. Bobby,
I know you're an institution, mate, but you're...
Bobby, we know you're bald.
Your hair looks...
Hold on! We got the word! Go get a bag of balls and smack them from 30 yards. Do not come talk to me again. Anyway, James and Flav community page. Nuno Espirito Santo in 6 words. Long-running feud with Neil Warnock. It's true, look it up. I haven't done that.
He's only been here 18 months. How long-running can this feud be?
Oh, because when they both went up, it was Cardiff and Wolves, wasn't it? And they had a tight game and he got pissed off at him. It's not.
Did he not shake his word? Shake his word. Shake his hand or something?
Shake his words. Mm-hmm. Right. And that's your lot for this week.
Oh, good.
Home wins.
Oh. Do we need to?
Okay. Just
go get that.
You know how home wins work. Home wins / debut comment. George Whitmore, long time viewer but first time checking in as I finally have experienced a home win.
Good. Let's see if it's not bollocks.
So mate, you know. So the voice is still going.
You've got to keep, aside. You need to give yourself a minute and then...
Hit it. Yeah. What Cockney? I was just going for a more like... It's like a uni Cockney.
Okay.
So I'm at uni and the other day, my girlfriend's... I'm never going to do that for that long. Was Fran Air's party, was class night. After we wake up and assess the damage of the night before, we discovered the toilet seat in the bathroom was broken and come off the hinge. She was fuming as she was having a house viewing from the landlord in a couple of days. Being inspired by the fellow stories on the pod, I thought I'd give it a look. This is what I like now. Like people get inspired. I'll give it a go. We're giving people the courage.
Inspiring, like very average, mediocre DIY.
True. It was pretty simple enough, as I just needed to click. It needed clicking back in, but I took my time to make it look like it was a tough job. 15 minutes later, I walk out the bathroom like an absolute don, and the missus was chuffed. Better believe I was in her good books for the next couple of days. Nothing major, but an excuse to finally comment. Bring on a live show.
Oh, yeah.
In talks.
Might have found a venue. Not February 10th.
Active and blind.
Okay. Is that...
I don't know.
There's a logo as well, so maybe he is blind and active.
Yes. Let us know. First time commenting and have a great hashtag home win for you.
If you are blind, I have so many questions for you. So please let us know. Or if there are anybody out there who listens to the podcast who is blind, or I'm not watching it, listens to the podcast, I'd love to know a few things. So if you are
fascinated by
listen to this, please let us know. This will be a segment called Bashing and Blind.
Right. Active and blind. Yeah. My wife was spending the day with some friends while I was at work. Shortly after lunch, I get a phone call. Turns out they were restoring some old wooden picture frames for some sort of project, and as my wife was sanding one of the frames, managed to get a huge splinter stuck in her hand. Oh no!
Oh no!
None of her friends could manage to pull out the splinter, so my wife needed me to come home and help.
What, for a splinter?
I pop on home, survey the damage, and then, with bare hands, effortlessly pulled a chunk out of wood from my wife's hand, to the amazement of not only my wife but all her friends as well. Tim. Hashtag home wins with an audience. Now, I know you're hoping he's blind and you're hoping
he was actually pulled out of the bag if he is blind. Perhaps that's why there was so much
I've got to call
amazement.
bullshit in this.
Why?
No, I just can't believe that you're going to go, you're going to have to come home. Why?
It's true, it's a
You've
lot.
got a splinter.
Yeah.
And what, are you on your own? Are you hurt? Well, no, I'm not on my own.
Yeah.
But you're going to have to come home.
You know what we're going to need, don't we?
Round 2?
No,
Picture.
We're going to need a picture of your wife's finger, please. Actually, no, you can just Google that. Picture of your wife's finger next to a spoon.
Okay. Yeah.
And your wife needs to have a sad-looking face.
Yeah. Okay, that's fine. Send that to either me at James Allcott, 2 L's 2 T's, or Flav at Flav_Bateman.
Please.
Shark news, quickly.
Go on then.
81 facts on sharks. We're up to God knows what now.
Just say 41.
Let's say 41. Most sharks cannot pump water out of the gills, as most fish are able to do. They must constantly swim to force water through their mouths and over their gills. A few exceptions to this.
Not all sharks.
I was going to say. To this are sharks. How do you know this, man? Sharks that lie flat on the bottom of the ocean, such as the angel shark, which takes in water through a hole behind its eye called a spiracle, and the nurse shark, which opens and closes its mouth to move water over its gills.
When lemon sharks been giving birth, can also stay still. Look, Google a picture.
So hang on, they'll give birth on the fly?
Other sharks. Actually, no. The sharks. Some sharks give birth in like a egg, for one of the better expressions. It's called a mermaid's purse, like dogfish, for example, or a pork beagle, and the basically comes with the egg case with a little shark in it. It looks like that, and it has like little twirly bits, and they attach it to rocks and stuff. Other things like great whites. I don't think there's ever been recorded a great white giving birth. No one's ever seen it.
Looked into a lot of shark sex stuff. Have you?
It's not shark sex.
Into that
Shark sex things. Like I don't think like there is any footage of great whites, mate, and I'd love to see some if it.
It sounds like you've looked into it.
Well, of course, that's an interesting, fascinating thing, isn't it? How the two apex predators of the sea copulate. It's not a sex thing. It's just interesting.
Okay.
Someone posted, I can't remember, I think it was...
Is it a sex thing? Let us know in the comments. Is it a sex? Is there something...
These are sex people.
Sort of tingles going on in Flav when he searches shark sex.
The
Hashtag yes, it's sexual.
Quick thank you to Longcock, James Lawrence Longcock, who posted a lovely picture. I had seen it before, footage of a diver meeting a tiger shark. Yeah. Any others, just please send them my way. I'm happy to see footage of sharks.
Okay. Quick update on BDA. We didn't get an answer from the Los Angeles man whose girlfriend wants to try some new stuff in the Belgium, but involves positions that require flexibility, which he doesn't have. We asked for those positions, and we haven't had an update yet. So if you could, that'd be great. Now, we said this earlier in the podcast that someone's basically calling out the skills of Mark the boy, and he's got some literature or journalistic skills of his own.
Yeah, I've read this twice and I'm struggling.
So, what does this mean? D. Coppite, thank you very much for the effort that you put in here, by the way. It was incredible. A lot to think about here. And we'll take... This isn't really BDA, it's more philosophy.
Yeah.
BDP.
Big dick philosophy.
Hearing James and Flav talk about the fruits of life and the sour annoyance of one's actions reminded me of a time when my youth was at the might of power and my lust for greatness was at an unreachable level. Well, I guess you could say I found great amusement in watching this lovely podcast back when the black curtain that would hang behind James and Flav was as dark as the episodes of my life were unfolding before me. It would be hard to imagine one's sadness, so insurmountable, so burdensome to overcome. Much like the state of the sad flower that sat between the two as they spoke about the day-to-day struggle of balancing life between the love of football as well as the love of life itself. This may seem a sad tale to most, but on the contrary, it is the legend of great revival and victory over the dark and grey cloud that hangs above a little boy's head, or a lively couple ready to take on the very battle of life itself. Undiscovered and overlooked to the general population, this cloud hangs as a symbol of doubt or overwhelming fear of risk. As one lives day to day, they are reminded of the sorrow they must live with, whether it's a United supporter waking up to see that Ole has not been sacked, but has been backed by the very ones that appointed him a mere time ago. For others, they are reminded of the great fruits that come after the hard labour that they must go through. This is felt through many hearts, much like myself. My battle for joy and victory has been only a small 18 years. I've struggled to find love in life, but also been hanging on by the slight grasp of the perch that I one day wish to rest once again. This show has taught me a lot as a young male. Things like patience and being a true believer in yourself is the only formula, the only correct equation that will result in one's happiness. Over the past couple of years, these two have served as a benchmark of future glory for us to day-to-day grinders, that the issues that lie in the core of this earth are not permanent and will only overcome the weak and broken beings that close their eyes on their first sight of risk. So I end off here. My emotions are much like the watered plant behind James. It's a money tree, that.
That's good. Did you bring your match money?
Not yet. My emotions are much like the watered plant behind James, full of joy and ready to take on the week ahead of me, with or without the water that helps me survive the following days. So we must remember that we all deserve to wish. Although the percentage of glory is low, we must follow in the cheerful footsteps of James and the blunt stride of Flav to see greatness.
Third time I've read it. Thank you, mate, because you obviously put in huge amounts of effort into it. Now, as someone, I've been interested in language and English language and the ability to communicate and how best to communicate. What I would recommend, and this he's only 18, right? He can definitely put a sentence together, is reading a bit of Orwell. And maybe
Take the words out of my mouth.
My feeling is that you'll like D.H. Lawrence a bit more than Orwell, but for your own development, let's read a bit of Orwell.
Come back and see.
Just boil it down a little bit.
Boil it down a bit.
It was a little ostentatious, a little bit, but obviously 18 years old. I didn't write like that at 18.
No.
So
especially in the comments of a YouTube video.
Yeah, he's putting.
So imagine what he's doing when he's. Do you know what I mean?
22.
He's just at home, just journaling. Let us know what that meant.
It was nice though, wasn't it?
It was nice. We hope you enjoyed the podcast. We do an extra podcast on Patreon every single week, so if you want to be involved in that, become a Patreon. If not, then don't. That's fine. We're also on iTunes. Go and listen to us there. That's what I do. Subscribe to the channel. So close to 40k. Still not there though. Still not there. And like the video. That's enough, isn't it?
Oh, we figured out how to do the what was it?
Discord.
So if you like the idea of actually joining in, becoming a part of the show,
what?
Through Discord, we found a way.
You have.
I have, which means all kinds of shit could go wrong. We could do it. Like let's make a date right now.
Okay.
When?
What's the date now?
Can you
February?
OBS on your computer?
Yeah.
You've got it?
Yeah.
On the PC?
Yeah.
All right.
27th of January.
What day though? What day would you say? What would be best? I feel like most of the people who watch this probably ain't got much to do on a Friday night.
We could do a Friday night.
What's okay with your missus? Is she sick of you?
What about? Well, obviously we can't do the 14th of February.
Because what?
Valentine's Day.
Oh yeah. Oh, guess what? I'm going out shopping for wedding bands on that day.
Woo!
Yeah.
Where are you gonna go?
Bath.
Oh, dinner in Bath.
Yeah. Any of you live in Bath want to come down and be ignored and looked at weirdly if you come and speak to me? Then
going together.
Yes. What is that not tradition?
That's fine.
I don't.
Some people do it themselves, don't they? It's a big gamble with that. I think it's a smart way of doing it.
I don't. I mean, I'm happy with just a platinum band. No, like a silver band.
Oh, sorry, wedding bands. Sorry, I was thinking of the engagement ring.
I know. I've done
Sorry,
that.
yeah. Wedding bands, good. Yeah. We
My engagement ring, the engagement ring I give my missus has been in the family about 150 years.
She got it free.
Yeah, result.
What's the result that is? You lucky bastard.
Yeah, it's expensive as well, and I didn't know the value of it, right? So she obviously Mrs. wanted to get value just.
Yeah, it's good to hear. You must.
Yeah, of course you need to. Need something for insurance reasons, right? And they give it this in this lovely envelope, and then you've got the valuation back. They spent about a week with the ring.
Getting to know it.
Yeah, they're talking to it, and when they open it, I was like, "Fucking please be worth something." I open it up. I ain't fuck for that. They put it back.
It was solid.
It was alright, yeah.
Good. Result.
Absolute result. But you didn't know because it was my great grandmother's wing. Great grandmother's.
That's lovely, isn't it?
Nanny Becky.
So
Love,
maybe the 7th,
sponge.
maybe the 21st.
Sponge. Yeah, we could do it any day during the week. Like, we could do it a week.
Let us know what day you would want us to do it on. There you go. I'm thinking Friday or maybe a Sunday night would be good.
Yeah, and essentially this is how it's going to work. You get Discord, right? And then we'll have a channel on the left and it will say Jaff and phone in. You'll be in, you just go into that phone in section. We'll mute all of you apart from me and Jim. You'll do your presenting shit. I'll add funny caveats every now and then.
Yeah.
And then we bring on the first one.
Amazing.
Give us your question.
Oh, that sounds good.
Yeah, if you bottle it, you get chucked out.
Yeah.
Straight away. We ain't got time for that shit.
Enjoy your week.
Bye.
See you soon.